What is the future of China's military, in your opinion?
You should probably talk to the Chinese about that. I'll tell you, and this is just material that's been in the public, they're undergoing a tremendous reorganization, and so kind of modeling in many ways after our joint force structure, and so that's a big change for them, and they're going through it right now. And then I obviously pay pretty close attention to their Navy, and in the past 10 years they've basically transformed their Navy from a coastal old Navy into a global new Navy. And so if those trends continue, there are different projections, but they've got a lot of capital looking for places to invest it. They've got global ambition. It's one belt, one road. It follows that as you seek prosperity away from your shores, you're going to want to secure all of that, and so we kind of see that trend probably continuing.
Does the Navy have the ability to stop China from building islands in the disputed areas of the South China Sea if it was called upon?
Yeah.
I'm giving you very easy questions here.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, our job as the Navy is to give national leadership credible options to do whatever they need to do. And so, it's a tribute to everybody who's out there operating, deployed around the world, that we're doing that today.
Recently, you sailed a bunch of ships past close to some of these disputed islands. Does it do anything more? China's building them. Does it do anything more than give China a sign without taking military action?
Yeah, so it's important to understand exactly what those operations do. They're called freedom of navigation operations, and they are really an expression that advocates for sort of the rule set that's in place on the high seas to govern behavior on the high seas. They are not intended to say anything about territorial disputes or any of that. That's going to be arbitrated in a court, right? So, and we're for the peaceful arbitration of all of those disputes. What these freedom of navigation exercises do is dispute excessive maritime claims, where a nation, and we do these around the world, right? They get a lot of attention in the South China Sea, but we do these around the world, dozens of them, against several nations, including some of our allies, because it's important that these conventions and laws of the sea, that there's an advocate for those, right? And it's that rule set that has allowed maritime trade, and I hope we can have a conversation about that. What is your perspective of sort of the prosperity and trade dimension of the high seas? It's important that those rules stay in place, because that allows everybody to have a level playing field to compete for prosperity.